Well, it was a fantastic morning for England's cricketers as they won the first test against Pakistan by an innings and 47 runs. Well, England declared on a mammoth 823 for 7 yesterday before they ripped through the Pakistan top order. They returned today, needing 3 wickets for victory. Jack Leach got them within the first session. Pakistan become the first team in Test history to score more than 500 runs in their first innings and still be on the losing end by an innings. It was brilliant, wasn't it? James here with us now to talk through what was a really remarkable test and a record-breaking one as well. We've got to talk Joe Root now, England's all-time leading run scorer in tests.
Yeah, and it's been remarkable what he's done in 2024. He's surpassed Radhansky Cook when it comes to all-time test leading run scorer for England and all-time centuries for England as well. He did that at Lords with back-to-back hundreds this summer. And with that score of 262, he's taken a big chunk out of the next on the list. Rahul Dravid, Indian legend, who's on 13,288 runs. And Joe Root has scored more than 1,000 runs this year alone. And what's important to point out, there's still 5 more tests that England have to play in 2024. So there is a real chance here. Joe Root's around 3,000 runs away from Sachin Tendulkar's all-time record, which he achieved over the course of 200 test matches. And if he's going at 1,000, maybe 1,500 runs a year, then it means maybe 2 or 3 years to go if he stays fit. He turns 34 in December. He looks in brilliant form at the moment. That's 5 centuries he scored this year alone. Then there's no reason to say why he can't end his career being the all-time test leading run scorer and potentially go down as the greatest batsman of all time.
Wow. I mean, that record might take a while to beat. Perhaps the one player who, also might be able to get there as well. We've got to focus on Harry Brook as well. It was quite the test for him too, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there had been question marks about Harry Brook during the summer because he's such a gifted player. He's got the ability to be one of England's greatest batsmen of all time. But it's felt like he's not been hungry enough. He's not been ruthless enough scoring the big runs. But he certainly did that in this test match. 317. It's the highest score from an English batsman in Test cricket since Graham Gooch did that in 1990, 333. So this is the highest score in 34 years for England in Test matches. It's worth putting that into context. This is incredible. And I think he's looking in great shape at the moment. He missed a period of time because his grandmother passed away. He was very close to his grandmother at the start of the year. And rather than taking time away from sport altogether, he didn't play in the IPL and missed the India series for England. But he took time to really work on his fitness, mentally and physically. And he actually said to Sky Cricket the other night that maybe before he'd done all this work on his fitness, he'd have got to 150 the other day and then tried to slog because he wouldn't have been in the position mentally and physically to go on and score a big triple hundred. But now he's in that shape where physically and mentally he's ready to make these big scores. And that is dangerous for opposition players. Harry Brook loves batting in Pakistan. 4 test matches he's played there now. 400s. And Joe Root said himself that he hopes that Harry Brook one day surpasses him because the environment is there for this man to continue to succeed. He's got all the attributes of the best players England have ever created, and now he looks like he's got the mindset as well to go and score some big hundreds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those not the only records either, because it has been an incredible landmark test, I think you'd have to say.
It's just been amazing. The records kept tumbling throughout the day. Yesterday and on day 3 as well. That 454-run partnership between Joe Root and Harry Brook, that's England's highest in Test matches. It's the highest record for a 4th wicket stand for batsmen in Test matches. 823. That's England's 4th highest total in Tests, and it's the biggest since the Second World War. It was remarkable how they kept going and going. And one thing that England have done in the last 2 years, sometimes they declared and got the opposition back into bat early, but here they just piled on the runs, and we could see it was really dispiriting for the Pakistan players. And you saw the way they disintegrated last night, letting 6 wickets go in no time whatsoever. And England would have hoped they could have wrapped it up last night. They didn't quite did that. Jack Leach did that this morning. But 556, this is a remarkable stat here. Pakistan, the first team to score over 500 and lose by an innings. That's the first time this has happened in Test cricket. And a really important stat to point out how England are mentally now as well. This is the 3rd consecutive time England have conceded 500 runs in a Test match and gone on to win it. They did it 2 years ago, actually, against Pakistan in Rawalpindi. And now you wonder the mental scarring that Pakistan will feel off the back of all these records being broken. All that time in the field, conceding 823 runs. England take on Pakistan on the 2nd test later on in the next few days. There's not long to recover until that next test on Tuesday. And you'd think that England have a real opportunity to go back-to-back and potentially win this series 3-0 as they did 2 years ago.
Absolutely, and see how Pakistan can pick themselves up. James, thank you very much indeed.